Yo, this is Kevin Lyttle saying you're watching To Be Caribbean, elevating Caribbean culture. You don't know. Tell them I can't miss the festival again. I'm coming home for carnival. Yeah, man.
Greetings, welcome to Ambassador 5, a series where we showcase a Caribbean cultural ambassador who's actively promoting our culture throughout the world. My name is Marissa, and today we have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Kevin Lyttle. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yo, I'm here chilling. Yo, we had the Jerk Fest right now in Atlanta. Good vibes, right? You enjoying yourself? I'm enjoying myself. Yeah, man. Yeah.
So let's start right off about being a cultural ambassador. So I understand that you're an ambassador for your country, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's a big deal. When you're given that honor in my country, it's really a big deal. There's few people that from a small island like that gets that honor. And when you get that honor, you have to really do something substantial. And my success with my music, being like the first artist to really take soca music internationally, with BET, TRL, all these major American companies in music and entertainment, and I've just been given the #1 dancehall song of the 21st century.
What?
So Turn Me On is not only it's not only representing soca, is representing dancehall.
Right.
Because a lot of people think I'm Jamaican. And I big up my Jamaicans, I love you, but I'm actually from the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Big up my boy Spraga Benz from Red Square, because I did a remix with Spraga on that record too, But it's incredible because other people on my island that have gotten that type of position are like Pamela's Ballantyne, who's a very well-known athlete from my country. He won a lot of the long-distance races around the Caribbean. Alston Beckett Cyrus, who had one of the biggest soca records of all times in the Caribbean and in the world too. So, it's an honor to be looked at on that same level. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So let's talk about the whole global exposure, because one of my passions is the business side of music, right?
Yeah.
So after you got all that exposure from Turn Me On, how did you continue to use that to build your brand internationally?
Well, it wasn't easy, I built my brand with a lot of sweat and tears, A lot of tears came after becoming so successful because, you go through things, with the people you have around you, with learning the business and gaining experience, and, what I discovered was that I just had a record that kept me going, Turn Me On kept me going, and over the years I figured out how to basically work with it and use the type of recognition that came with having a record like that to elevate myself and keep myself at a certain level and standard in the industry, which in while also maximizing the income, the revenue streams that were coming from the music industry, because I don't have 20 mega hits like Ludacris or maybe like Beyonce. But I have enough hits between the Caribbean and my one international hit in Turn Me On that I have been able to, I had to figure out all the different revenue streams and how to actually maneuver the music business in a very intricate and detailed way. And that made me very knowledgeable and also grew me as an entrepreneur in the music industry. Yeah.
So speaking about that, as an artist, what ways did you build your skill? Like, did you go on YouTube? I know that's a new thing, or was it just more experience, like learning and getting knocked down?
Oh yeah, the thing is that you never know how far you can go until you make the effort to do, So I just kept doing, I started my own record label. I've had that since 2007. I started my own distribution company. I started investing my money in different things. I brought on people who were more knowledgeable and, more learned in the industry of music, because you would find that in the industry of music in general, a lot of people they pretend to know what they're talking about. Rich and Wild, they've not really sat down and read all the books and learned the business of music. And, you know, I was forced to do that. You know, my wife, who is my manager, you know, she was the one that educated me too, because she sat down and read like 10 books on the music industry. And, you know, we work as partners, and she really helped to boost me and, you know, keep me where I am today. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the value of team. As you mentioned, your wife, she's sounding like she's a good partner for you.
Yeah.
How did you put the other people in place on your team to make sure they help to build your brand and push it forward?
Well, it's a lot of trial and error. You know, you're gonna find that you have to keep moving people in and out until you find the right one that stick. You know, it's like making a hit song. You make a lot of songs and you throw them against the wall and see which one sticks. You know, it's the same thing with hiring people. You know, you have to keep bringing in interns, bringing in different people. And, you know, a lot of people, they oversell themselves. A lot of people, they just want to get an opportunity to make some money. And then you do find the one or two here who are actually serious about it and really willing to get down in the grind and work, you know? So, yeah.
And let's talk about bringing up the younger generation. What do you do to help younger soca artists to come up?
Well, you know, the thing is that I have been very instrumental with my record label in getting a lot of opportunities to other artists. I also have started doing concerts too. I've partnered and is now a part owner of the brand Caribbean Village. And now, you know, I'm putting on shows. We did a show this year because the brand has been growing, and we got 5,000 people to turn out, so it's gotten even bigger. You know, we had Maxi Priest, who is here. We had Allison Hines and quite a few other young and upcoming artists. You know, we try to give them a break and give them a chance to be heard. You know, I also have my own charity, which is the Janice Lyttle Foundation for Heart Disease, because my mom died of heart disease back in 2008. Yeah, so, you know, I did that to honor her name and, you know, to be my way to give back and help in the communities in my country and in the world too, you know? Yeah.
So the final question to you.
Yeah.
We've always been on this thrust to take soca global. What do you think we have to do differently to make sure we pass over that hurdle?
Well, I think I did it already with Turn Me On.
That's a good point, yes.
Right? So the whole take soca global is a null argument. You know what I mean? The Caribbean is one. Whether you be Trinidad, Grenada, St. Vincent, my country, St. Lucia, whatever, we all have the same culture. We cook the same food, we behave the same way, we have the same kind of people mixed up in there. Talk the same way. Nobody could understand a Caribbean person better than a Caribbean person, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, one person from the Caribbean doing something is the success of the whole Caribbean. So, when it comes to taking soca music global, the next step is to keep it global. It's not to take it there, let's keep soca music global. You know, because it's already there. You know, you can't say taking reggae global no more. You can't say taking dancehall global. As a matter of fact, my song, which is the biggest song for soca music, is actually given by Billboard this year the #1 dance hall song of the 21st century. So now we got dancehall global, we got soca global, we got everything global. Our music is global. Caribbean music is the most consumed music in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Soca alone generates $1 billion a year. If you know how to dig into the different revenue streams of your work, you'll be able to make a lot of money. But a lot of the artists don't get the education, they don't know. And in the Caribbean, you know, you're taught that if you're not a doctor or a lawyer, or, you know, your job is a joke job. That's a joke job. You go on stage and sing. They even make fun of you. You know, sometimes you know, even me as an artist have experienced it. I walking in a crowd and hanging all kind of people coming and take a picture. And then one man will come and try to clown you.
Right.
Because he don't think that what you do is anything serious. But it's a serious job. It takes a lot of work. You have to research, you have to study, you have to make sure you understand the business or you get robbed all the time. You know, this business generates a lot of revenue, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, right now in the Caribbean, what we need to do is take the music industry, the entertainment industry in general very seriously. Arts and entertainment and sports needs to be taken more seriously. Look at Usain Bolt.
Right. Yep. Totally agree.
Yeah.
I think that was a really key point in terms of the business of music. I think that's something we miss as a community, and we have to focus on it. You know, to your point, generating revenue. And so we had the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Kevin Lyttle, Mr. Turn Me On, and you've had many hits since then. Where could people reach out to you and find out more about your music?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. You know, it's just at Kevin Lyttle. Kevin Lyttle with a Y. If you spell it with an I, you will not find me. So Lyttle with a Y, Lyttle. Yeah, man.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and we appreciate all that you do.